this is going to be an RP heavy session, unless you guys make some decisions, just as a heads up.
That's fine. I just want to get
So
away
I
from
started
the house.
blasting.
Not in
What?
place.
We
What do
were
we tell them?
stopping
Come
by
with
the
you?
orphanage to
Just to
check and make sure everything was okay there, since we saved the kid the other day.
That won't alert them.
What did you do?
I didn't listen. We need to get back. We need to get back. As we're walking, if there's a section where there is no one else and it's just us and the two guards, please let me know.
What do you want to do?
Charm person.
Muru, it's your stage. Do what
Right,
needs to be done. Bapef is going to silently look to his companions that presumably can't see him either, and walk up to the door and very gently check the handle.
Alright, perfect. The handle is... So, you all just stepped out into the street from the dinner with Lady Wachter. It's nighttime. Vallaki's quite quiet. You again see guards marching in the streets. The mist have enveloped the streets a little bit, but the street lights do make it a little more bearable, so you can see through. It is kind of a prime night to skulk about if you would like. So, what do you guys want to do?
Okay.
Believe we were gonna go just do a drive-by of the Burgermeister's house.
Mm-hmm.
Before we
Or-
go,
Yeah.
I wanna take a look around. Are there any animals watching us, and in particular crows around?
Crows. Well, we haven't seen crows.
Ravens, excuse me.
Give me a perception check.
23.
Yeah, no ravens. You do see, again, people walking in the streets. You don't see anything taking particularly, whatever. You don't see anything looking at you or anything to talk.
I was becoming pretty fond of the ravens. Sad that they're not here.
Oh, I'm sure they'll be back.
Well, gentlemen, would we like to go take a look at the Baron's house? Just to take a look. I know Lady Wachter. I'm pulling my notes up.
Lady Wachter.
Lady Wachter said if we just simply take a look there, and also if we take a look by the orphanage, there might be some
roll a
information to
history check.
gain there.
We were given a specific time of noon tomorrow. We could go look at inside of his house because there was an event that was going on.
No, it wasn't in his house. It was north of it. There's a little spot.
There's
That she
a
said to go look at.
Reformation camp or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Where they brainwash people up by the orphanage. We
Yeah,
are
yeah.
also supposed to go look at his house. And they said at noon tomorrow, there should be scarcely people there, and we might be able to sneak in and
Right.
investigate. But we're
Right,
just
right,
doing
right.
the drive-by tonight.
Right. That's all I was trying to say. Is we need to go try to look at those places.
Cool. So we're going by the Baron's.
Burgermeisters first.
Baron V.
Yeah, absolutely. So you do walk down the streets again. You pass by the town square with the people locked away behind the stocks. You do come across the Baron's house in this case. You do see two guards posted out with their long 12-foot pikes standing out in front. What do you guys want to do?
I think we should just keep walking, but I'm gonna put my shoulder or my hand on Bapef's shoulder, and I'm gonna slip into Silver and just take a lap of the house, flying around in Silver's point of view.
And
Okay,
Bapef is
not
gonna
in sight of them.
put his hand on Albert's hand, and as we continue to walk, just guide him.
Give me a stealth check with advantage for the mist. Specifically, Albert.
What's a nat 20 do?
You just aren't seen to be doing weird shit in front of the Baron's house at
Sick.
night.
I got a nat 20 and a 1.
That could have been bad.
Hell yeah,
so,
advantage, baby.
Yeah, Silver goes up. You just it takes a quick flight path around the house and looks down upon it. Really, what you see is just a house. The windows are lit. There's clearly people inside, but you do notice that there is quite a bit of guards surrounding the house. They do look quite a bit different. Are a little bit more well-geared than some of the normal riffraff that you see walking around town in that case. You do also notice that one of the windows is open, and there's a room in there, and you do see someone that you are familiar with in that case, with a big hulking arm, and he does have a doll in his hands as he sits down within his room.
Who am I seeing? What's his name?
Rezik, maybe?
Roll a history check. And none of you know what he is seeing, right?
Yeah.
24.
You gotta let him figure it out.
Yeah, so you remember seeing Isaac in the town square. He was seemed to be a man who had a large arm compared to the rest of his body.
Okay.
Seemed to be the captain of the Baron's Guard.
And you said they had 12-foot pikes?
Yes.
So they're twice as tall as the individuals wielding them?
Yes, correct.
That's substantial.
It's a pike.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how close combat would work for them with the pike. But anyways. So I just fly Silver back. He flies in my hood and I come to. And when we get a ways away from here, I'll let you guys know what's going on.
Anybody else?
Yeah, Bapef's just gonna glance over and notice that Albert came to and continue moving.
Whistling a tune and walking along.
Singing a tune, huh?
Just that one specifically.
Well, what else do you guys want to do?
I don't know. Do you guys want to do anything? Bapef's more concerned about Albert. Once he put his hand on his shoulder, he was like, fucking, I understand the mission.
Yeah, I don't really want to approach the guards considering it's like a whole shindig going on, it sounds like.
Yeah, unless anybody else wants to do something, I suggest we walk down the street a little bit to get out of earshot of anything.
Yep.
You know what, though? Bapef's gonna peer into the windows, and as we're walking, see if I see anything.
So the house is a little ways off the street there. If you want to peer into the windows and actually see something, you're going to need to get a little bit closer.
Okay. No silhouettes.
No, you just see curtains drawn from your
That's
side
fair.
of the
Yeah.
building.
I think we just keep walking, right?
I guess as we're walking kind of away, do I notice any insignia or anything on these guards based on their clothing or anything noticeable?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Perception. 19.
So nothing out of the ordinary. You do see a blazing sun on all of their insignias that seem to be pinned on.
I look back away and continue walking. Take note.
Bapef pulls out one of those coins that he got quite a while ago and looks to see if that insignia is the same one that's on the coins that were pressed locally.
It is not.
Okay.
This is going to be an RP heavy session, unless you guys make some decisions, just as a heads up.
That's fine. I just want to get
So
away
I
from the
started
house.
blasting.
Not
Well,
in place.
It's like 8 p.m., 9 p.m.-ish, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit later. The sun is fully down. You know, there's still some liveliness about the town, but not much.
Y'all want to go fight some demons in the mist?
Gentlemen, shall we go see this reclamation site that the lady was talking about?
Yeah, I'd like to see all these horrors she was telling us about.
I
Did
would
we
like
wanna
to
do that
verify her
tonight?
claims, yes.
So far, they look like dinner parties to me.
Perfect. So you make your way north of town. I need you all to give me a group. How are we walking about town here? Are we just walking down the street as if nothing's wrong? Like, what is the party doing here?
We're walking like we just had dinner.
Walking
Rolling.
like you just had
Yeah,
dinner.
just
That's
like-
very descriptive, sir.
Based on our parties, like kind of what we've been doing so far, I'm
Albert's,
guessing we're keeping our heads down a bit.
Yeah, Albert's got his hood up. He's walking behind Bapef to obscure anybody they would be coming at head on. And he's just subtly just keeping an eye out, trying to see who's around, what's around, trying to clock anybody that could be tailing them. Just trying to gather information, but trying to do it discreetly.
So discreet is kind of the name of the game for everybody then.
Oh, yeah.
Hood is up for me.
Yep, nonchalant.
Cool. Give me a group, stealth check next year.
Nice.
Hell yes.
Need
Ooh.
We are
to. So
some
as you
stealthy
guys
boys.
make
We are not getting those the rest of the night.
your way through town, you pass a couple of guards on their way. They chime to you, all will be well. You might want to think about getting home sooner than later. I understand it's dark out, but it's better if everybody goes inside in a timely hour.
I respond with, "Aye, lads, all will be well. We'll make sure to get home soon and quick. Thank you for the
Yes.
reminder."
Be well, citizens. And they march off with their pikes in hand here. Alright, so you guys come up on the Reformation Center here. The first thing that sticks out to you all as you march upon it coming through the mist is, one, how well lit everything is in this case. Before you stands a two-story building. Out in the front courtyard, you do see a set of stockades that do have some individuals inside of them, but you also do notice the gallows situated right next to them. There is a giant turret or a tower as well that seem to have at least a couple militiamen with crossbows in hand as they skulk about and up in the tower as well, with the torches kind of blackening their faces and just backlighting them in that case. Again, you do feel as if something is a little bit off here, especially with the stockades and the gallows out front. You do also see atop the gates a large signage that says Reformation Center. And then it has two blazing suns, again, tacked on either side as well.
E Bapef's gonna lean back to Albert as he's following him and seems like a job for silver.
I have another idea if that doesn't work.
I don't want to be too conspicuous at this point. Perhaps what I do have the ability to do is when we get back to the inn, I could take Silver for a long flight and get eyes on here later at night. I think I was maybe a bit hasty pulling him out early in front of everyone. Or we can.
What's your idea?
Yeah, what's your idea, Bazzlo?
Well, if anyone's feeling up for it, I do have a spell here at my disposal that could make somebody vanish for a period of time. If they'd like to possibly go peek a window. Or is that too risky for the party? What do you boys think?
Maybe we should do both.
I think right now we have the element of surprise. The Baron does not know that we are looking into him, and perhaps that's the best way to keep it for right now.
What was that?
We
Miles?
risk.
From where we're at, because you said there's gallows, is there any windows on the building from what we can see?
On the first floor, there are no windows. On the second floor, there are windows. And Miles, you were saying something?
Yeah, I said at the very least it would be interesting.
Interesting to take a look.
You also do notice quite a heavy guard present with their 12-foot long pikes as well.
Well, in that case, gentlemen, I think Albert's.
I tell you what, who's
be way less risky.
Let me see what I have prepared. I think I have. Oh no, I have to learn that spell tonight. Never mind. I can learn invisibility while we rest, and I can make somebody invisible.
Or we could make the bird invisible, because I can make any creature invisible.
Oh.
Sorry, the dragon.
The dragon, correct. Let's walk about 50 feet down the road here to perform this, and then I can shoot Silver back here if you guys want to.
I think it's worth it to see if we can spot anyone familiar in those windows or in the gallows.
Yeah, I would really like to confirm the lady's claims.
We walk off.
Yeah, we walk off. We never stopped moving. With continual motion, as to not seem suspicious.
Cool. And where are you guys gonna dive in to do this?
How far are we from the orphanage?
For the
Not
end.
too far. It's right down the street.
Yeah, perhaps we'll go to the front of the orphanage.
Just loiter about the orphanage.
Just loiter about, and
We're welcome there. They know us.
Maybe outside the wall. I do have a
kind of
vocal
welcome
spell.
there.
We have it's a relationship, some sort of relationship.
It is some sort of relationship.
You know what? I support Albert's idea. I'm all for it.
So maybe out of earshot, I would say.
Out of earshot of the orphanage, or
Of a person, or like if you're outside of a building, you can probably tell if somebody could hear you through a window. So maybe just outside of that.
How far away from the orphanage do you want to stand?
We're gonna walk up in the front lawn, but just barely in the front lawn.
Fair enough.
All right.
People have seen us here before, We've also brought the wine in. We're thinking maybe people know us. We're not so much of strangers.
So, a group of 6 grown-ass individuals walk into the courtyard of the orphanage. You do see lights flickering through the windows and such, and you just stand on the other side of the gate, not too far from the entrance of the orphanage in this case. All seems pretty quiet around here.
All right. I look over at Albert and whisper, "All right, get him out. Let's do this thing quickly before anyone finds us."
Right. Are we assuming this is an in and out operation?
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're sending
off
an
the road.
invisible
How many,
bird.
Bazzlo, how many people can you turn invisible at once, or beings can you turn invisible at once?
Let me take a look at my notes here.
You know what?
Um,
I have an idea.
Look, he got out of the yard.
He got
Oh.
out?
Yeah, the fucking... I don't know if the wind blew the fucking gate. The gate shouldn't be able to be open. But somehow his dumbass had it open. But he's back inside now.
Consider
Theron.
getting a better latch.
I'm gonna screw the fucking gate shut is what I'm gonna do, and then it can't be opened.
That's what I have, is a little piece of 2x4 that I flip down, and it can't open. If I just screw right in there.
Am I flying silver?
So Theron asked me a question of how many people I could turn invisible. Theron, so it appears I can turn two creatures invisible. So it takes some energy, but it can definitely do it.
How long?
Well, I was just wondering, maybe we go invisible out here so we don't
1
draw
hour.
more attention. Yeah, but I think we just stick to the original plan.
Okay, so basically, yeah, but we're gonna turn the bird here, the dragon, invisible, and maybe just give him a perch next to that window and see what he can see.
Yes, sir.
Sounds like a promising plan.
I put my hand on Bapef's shoulder, and you see Silver. I go into Silver, and you see him pop out on my shoulder.
I need to... So I whip out my flute and play a very low, singular note.
What
As I
note is it?
play it...
The brown note.
Gosh.
That's exactly where my mind went. Everybody shits themselves.
Where is my... I don't have my flute, but it's like a... just like a low tone. And I play it directly toward Silver. And he begins to turn more silver and a little bit see-through. And he's invisible at the 3rd level. For 1 hour, as long as I am concentrating and I'm continuing my note.
All right. You see Silver go invisible, right?
Yeah.
So off Silver goes and flies towards the gallows and all that.
Awesome. Again, you see a 2-story building with windows up top. No windows on the first floor. The gallows, the stocks, and as well as the quite a large tower as well too. Where do you want to send Silver?
He makes an initial loop around the tower, let's say, and tries to gauge what's inside the tower.
Cool. Give me a stealth check for Silver. At advantage.
He is invisible, right?
That's why I said at advantage.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how stealth... Invisibility just says creatures can't see you.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they can't hear you, or you
Right.
know what I'm saying. Yeah.
Well, 7 for a stealth check. He's very quiet.
So as you make this first loop around the tower, you notice as Silver flies by, guards look out the turrets at it. But what Silver picks up is there's 4 guards inside at the top of the tower there. and quite a few of them are, out scouring or looking about in this tower. But there's these giant, not trebuchets, scorpion, the giant crossbows within the turrets there.
Heavy artillery. All right. He'll go ahead and dive down and circle around the second layer of the house to try to peep in any windows if possible.
Yeah, absolutely. As he flies and takes a loop around there, he does see people sitting on beds, it seems, and he can make out what would seem to be bars as well on the fronts of their doors.
Okay, so it appears to be like a prison-esque building to where these
Correct.
people are being held against their will.
Yes.
Okay. He'd like to. Is there a roof on the tower?
Yeah, there's a roof on the tower.
He'd like to just perch up on the roof for 2 minutes and just look for any patterns of guard movement and perhaps people that are surveying or running laps, patrols.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me I'll go with an investigation check. See how well Silver can put together this.
12.
12. Got it. So Silver does notice, I guess you notice if you're essentially warging this fucking thing.
Correct. Yep.
So Silver does notice, or you do notice, that there are guards patrolling in and around the building. You can't quite get the timings right with your roll, but you do see that they are on a rotating schedule. But something always seems to brush by or catch Silver's attention while you investigate this.
All right.
I will say that you see close to 15 guards total, but again, with your skills there, it could be plus or minus, give or take.
And they appear to be the same style of guard that's at the Baron's house.
Not
as heavily armored or not as well armored, or can't tell.
Can't really tell.
Okay. 15 or so guards. I think I'm gonna go ahead and fly Silver back. Is there anything else?
Are you able to get inside?
Yeah, he's kind of warging.
I was just thinking the windows, like, if I was there, I'd probably tell you to check the windows to see if we can see any more, like, faces.
Can I do that, Mike, or?
By all means, man. This is fucking
Yeah,
your rodeo,
Well,
buddy.
I wouldn't have thought to do that after I flew by the windows and wasn't necessarily trying to get ideas.
Yeah,
Hey, man,
Albert
you can
has his
unward.
hand on my shoulder, and I'm pretty used to this, but having traveled with him before, and I can feel his hand twitching, and his eyes are kind of reeling around in his head. I also noticed that Bazzlo is looking concerningly at him, potentially wanting to say something, and I'm like, you can speak to him while he is doing this. He will
Thank you, E Bapef. I didn't want to take away from his focus, but Albert, check to see if you can maybe get a closer look at those windows, see if there's anyone specific we might notice.
And I want you to pick a number between 1 and 5. Or 1 and 6.
3.
Not you, Albert.
Roll the dice.
It's got to be 6.
Okay. You pick out the 6th window at the edge of the building, and you perch up on the window seal in this case. Go ahead and 1, roll me a stealth check, but 2, give me a perception check as well.
Is stealth at advantage still or no?
Yeah, you've got invisibility.
Stealth check is 10. Perception is 18.
Awesome. So as as Silver lands up on this window ledge, you take a peer into what seems to be essentially a jail cell. Above the bars on the prisoner side of the cell, you do see again words scrawled on the top says "All will be well." You do also see what seems to be crafts workings for the festival of the Blazing Sun, and you do notice that as someone is sitting there at the desk, what seems to be chanting to themselves. Um,
You said they're working on decorations for the festival?
yes, and he seems to be chanting to himself. He is also wearing um, somewhat disheveled clothing in this case, and it does look pretty bruised up.
And so he's just chanting and looking there, and Silver is just gonna go.
A dragon's gonna go.
A whelp. What noise would you have a whelp make? Give me your noise and I'll do it next time, bud.
No, buddy, this is your show, so
I've
Do a
played
baby
WoW enough to
crocodile
know what
sound.
whelps sound like.
Whelpy screech.
Yeah.
Yeah, whelpy
Whelpy
screech.
screech.
Like harpies. Yeah.
So not a whelp.
He's God damn it.
Google's
He does
quickly.
a
What
whelp
sound does
screech.
whelp make?
It's bad.
Yeah.
Do I get his attention? Can I get a face off the guy?
Yeah, so the man makes no move or no different movement to the sound. Give me another stealth check.
Ten.
So as you let out this yowl, I guess, you do see a figure robed and masked walk in front of the bars in this case. Does seem to be holding some kind of staff. It looks directly at Silver as if knowing it's there in that case.
Holding a staff, does he look like a wizard? Or does it look like a beat your prisoner staff?
So as you're trying to make this out, you do see him point and begin to chant in this
Oh,
case.
nope. Silver flies straight up as fast as possible, trying to gain altitude.
Awesome. Go ahead and let's give me an athletics check.
19.
All right, cool. With that, Silver is off and away as quick as possible. You see, or you feel a ripple of the arcane around Silver's wings as you fly off quite quickly in this case.
All right, Silver is gonna continue flying up until, let's say, he's 150 feet above the ground.
Cool.
I sent him back to the inn to perch on the roof of the inn and be invisible.
All right.
And as I do that, Albert snaps to, and we should go to the inn, guys. We should get out of here. I saw a couple things, but we should. They're probably going to be looking around in that area, so we should try to avoid that area and get back to the inn.
Right, let's move.
All right,
Let's
go.
not talk about anything out here.
All right, very well.
Perfect. With the alertment, we'll say, of what happened at the Reformation Center, you do notice an uptick in guards walking the streets, at least in front of the center itself, which is directly on your way back down to the inn in this case. So how do you all want to make your way back to the inn?
I believe we go south and then west. South to the main road and then west.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as in, what actions are you taking here?
Not
Bapef
even-
wants to be very mindful, knowing that Albert was crying. Seeing if anything is more unusual than it normally is.
I am, as we walk past, I'm assuming we have to walk back past the Reformation Center, is what you said?
I mean, you could try to find another route and go through some yards, but along the road, the Reformation Center is directly on the path.
Oh, we're doing that.
So I want you all to think about this and talk through it. I'll be able to hear you. I need to go to the bathroom though.
We're coming from here, right? Like this?
Yes,
Bapef,
and we're going
yeah.
to pass it.
Bapef says to Albert, "Is there any chance that you alerted them to your presence?"
Yes. Not ours, but they know something was there.
Perhaps we should take a more indirect route.
I think we should just take our direct route by the...
And act like nothing's wrong.
Act like nothing happened. Avert
Right.
your fucking eyes. Do not look at that place. Do not do
What's-
shit.
We gotta have a story. Well,
We
What do
were
we tell them?
stopping by the
do?
orphanage to
Just to check.
check and make sure everything was okay there, since we saved the kid the other day.
that won't alert them.
What did you do?
I didn't listen. We need to get back. We need to get back.
All right, very well, Albert.
I didn't do anything, but I've sent Silver out in front of us, so he is not seen with us. There is a caster there who looked directly at Silver.
Let's post haste, make our way
That's
back to the
concerning me.
tavern, so we can talk about what happened.
Awesome. So as you all begin to trudge down the street, you notice 3 guards abreast come walking directly towards you. In this case, they do have eyes on you as well, and they begin to approach you. You have about 5 seconds to figure out what you're going to do.
Albert,
Let's just keep walking.
Let's wish them a happy. What are the words
good
again?
evening,
Oh,
gentlemen.
All will be well.
All will be well. Good evening.
Good evening. We've had reports of miscreants within this area. Can you all tell me where you all were coming from?
Aye.
Go ahead,
We were-
Bazzlo.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. We're coming down from the orphanage. We was just passing through that area and, just peeking at it, making sure it's still doing okay. We helped the children out there and played a good show for them recently, and just making our way back to hit the hay before the big celebration.
Oh, hey, if that's the case, what was the name of the lady who runs the orphanage?
Oh gosh, my gosh. Any of you boys remember her name? It's been a while. I'm new around here, and I don't really remember her name.
Father
Give a
Donovan
persuasion check.
Church.
Bazzlo.
Oh, that's there.
Cool. The guards look at you quite confused and then look to the others for the answer here.
Miss Claudia,
Ah, Claudia. Thank you, E Bapef.
And how is Miss Claudia this evening?
Aye,
Just
well,
doing well.
Doing
aye,
well.
doing well.
And where were you gentlemen off to just now?
Oh, we're just headed back to the inn, have a pint, and get some rest.
Yeah, we were just simply checking in on the orphanage, making sure everything was all right with them, and spoke with Miss Claudia, and then found out everything was normal, and now we're heading back to the inn to get some rest.
Give a deception check, please.
7.
The guard frowns and looks at you. Are you sure you're telling us the truth here? You see one of them start to choke down on his pike, and the other grabs at the hilt of his short sword on his hip.
Well, sir, I'll be quite honest with you. I didn't want to disturb Miss Claudia. I didn't actually talk to her. We just wanted to view the premises and make sure the children were okay.
Why were you just viewing the premises? Why wouldn't the orphanage be okay?
If I could, sir, there was a child that was possessed there the other day, and we had to remove the possession that was on him, and we were concerned that maybe it wasn't fully removed. So we just stopped by just to make sure the place was still standing, to make sure no more help was needed. And it's
Precisely.
pretty late right now, so you can see why we wouldn't want to interrupt them.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
From just Garton? Or
Yeah.
Albert?
17.
Well, look, this is all rather peculiar.
I apologize very much for any inconvenience we have caused you. And again, if you would like to walk us back to the inn, that's perfectly fine. We're new around these parts. We don't really know, apparently there's a curfew or something. We're just kind of getting our bearings and trying to make our way to lay down, honestly. We brought the wine shipment in this morning, so we're quite worn out.
Gentlemen, you very clearly are not used to our customs here, so we'll take you up on that offer. He nods at two of the other guards, and they begin to flank you on your way back down south of the Reformation Center, heading back down towards the Blue Water Inn in this case.
As we're walking, gentlemen, this is nice. I sure does feel safer out in these streets knowing that you men patrol it.
Absolutely.
Is there anything you could tell us about what typical customs are here and what's expected and not expected of individuals as we peruse the town?
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check in this case.
Hell yeah.
And 5.
Look, I am sure you are just pulling us along at this point. While we can't prove you've done anything, I think it's best if you just keep your mouth shut and we walk to the inn if that's where we really are going.
Very well.
And they are behind us.
Yes.
Escorting us.
Yes.
There's 2 of them?
Okay.
There's 2 of them are flanking either side of you. They are marching you down towards the Blue Water Inn, but you are passing quite a few guards on the streets as well.
Yeah. Bapef's just gonna keep his head down and continue to go.
Perfect.
I'm walking confidently.
Confidently.
As we're walking, if there's a section where there is no one else and it's just us and the 2 guards, please let me know.
What do you want to do?
Charm person?
Versus
at
plural.
second level.
Here we go.
What is what's needed for charm person?
V and S.
V and S, and cast time is
One action.
one action. Cool.
Walking us home.
Go ahead and give me a perception check, Albert. What is it?
Be in combat.
So you do come up on the crossroads, or you do see that you're coming up on the crossroads here pretty quickly. You do look to your left and right, and you don't notice anything out of the ordinary. You think to yourself, "This is if I'm going to do anything, this might be the time to do it."
I mumble under my breath and keep my hands in my robe as much as possible to try to cover the hand signals. And I would like to cast Charm Person at second level on both of the individuals escorting us.
Cool. Give me.
Can we get a shot to perceive him doing this?
Give me a stealth check, Zack.
11.
11. And then what is there a save throw?
DC 15 Wisdom.
DC 15. Stop. Okay, let me pull something up here real quick. Where's the... One of the guards, you feel him loosen his grip on his pike, and then the other guard. Okay. And the other guard does not notice as you make this casting movement. In this case. Go ahead and give me a perception check from you, E Bapef.
Nat 20.
Awesome. So you mutter words under your breath. You feel one of the guards come under your influence, Albert. The other seems somewhat unawares at the moment, but at any moment that could change. And E Bapef, you do notice that Albert has cast some kind of spell in this case. Albert, what do you want to do with your charmed guard?
Let me see exactly what Charm Person. Okay. I just want to continue walking to the bar at this moment.
Okay. You make it closer and closer to the crossroads here. Again, it's quite misty out. No one else seems to be paying you any mind. A couple of the guards, as you walk past them, chant out to their compatriots, "All will be well," and they greet them back. Is there anybody else who wants to do anything as we are nearing the Blue Water Inn?
I just look over to Albert with a knowingly look, and I look at him and I'm like, "Are you sure?" I give him one of those.
Trying to seduce the guard.
I'm just walking right to the inn.
I am as well.
I'm gonna walk with Bazzlo.
I'm just gonna be like, "Thank you so much, good fellows, for the safe walk across town. We really appreciate it."
Again, gentlemen, I'm very sorry about this misunderstanding, and if would you guys like to come in for a drink, maybe?
Give me a persuasion check with advantage on one of them.
You're
And
actually
then just a
seducing the
normal
guards.
persuasion check on the other one.
So 12 with advantage. and the regular one is Ocho.
They look at you stern-faced, and both of them just say, "Just get the fuck inside."
Well, the wine was delivered fresh today. I was just trying to offer some hospitality.
Look, sir, we understand what you're trying to do here. We both know we're great pieces of ass and all, but we really are not wanton of your type. So if you would, please just go inside and leave us be.
What do you mean, my type?
The wizardly type. Now, please look. We're a happy couple. If you couldn't tell, so please just leave us alone.
You know, three's company, but it could be fun.
No, none. We are having none of this, you heathen. All will be well, sir. And they about face and turn away.
All will be well.
As they turn away, I cast Charm Person again. I'm kidding. Just go.
All right. You stand out in front of the Blue Water Inn in this case. What do you all want to do?
Albert, I saw you casting something there. What was your means to an end there? What were you trying to accomplish?
Well, basically, for the walk, I wanted to have them think of me as a friend and perhaps, converse with them and gather some intel. But unfortunately, one of them's will was a bit too strong for me to take over.
Well, I have to ask you, Albert. I didn't know you swung that way, but perchance you're interested in the gods, were you?
No, not really. I'm interested in really neither male or female. But whatever.
Knowledge, perhaps.
Whatever.
Albert is canonically asexual. Take it down. Mark it down.
He doesn't care about anything except for knowledge.
Hey, no judgment here, Albert. Just had to ask. It's very convincing.
No, well, you've seen me ooh-woo a guard once before. I
thought that was just for play, but apparently...
Yeah, it was. I have a bit of a silver tongue to get us out of some situations. Not as much as our friend Bazzlo here, but with magic, I can be very convincing.
Well,
I'm impressed.
I can respect it, yeah.
But gentlemen, I would implore us to... we should go perhaps meet in one of our rooms, and... I can share the information with you guys that I received.
All right.
E Bapef's gonna walk in the front door.
Is everybody just going to walk in the front
And
door?
greet Rictavio and say, "Hello, friend."
Hello, dirt person. How goes? And thank you for bringing the white back. It was getting a little dry around here.
Oh, not a problem. We are very tired, though. Forgive us if we excuse ourselves to go take a rest.
Absolutely.
Tim, did we return the ledger, or is that a separate thing?
You have not returned the ledger.
Is that individual in the bar?
You look about and give... you do not see Vasilis anywhere.
Okay. Then yes, I will be heading up to our rooms as well.
Perfect. Who's going to be the last one up the stairs?
I'll be the last one.
Imagine Albert, because he's contemplating.
Oh, Theron is last one up the stairs, he called it. So as you all start to make your way up the stairs, Theron, give me a perception check as you start cresting the precipice, if you will. 17. So as you take your walk up the stairs, you notice a group of 3 people sitting under the bar, getting quite shit-faced in this case. Their eyes do seem to be upon you as you continue to walk up the stairs.
Do I get a good look at them to see what they're wearing, perhaps?
I mean, they just look like normal people to you.
Strangers.
I would never understand why individuals get that drunk before. Just doesn't seem like fun to me. I whispered to myself.
Awesome. So are we all up in the one of the rooms then?
Yes.
Maybe the big room.
The big room.
But I don't know. This one.
Yeah, either the one Bazzlo's in or the 4-bank.
I think the 4-bank is where we would all hang out because it's bigger.
Lots of places to jump.
It has a table for people sitting at.
Cool.
Okay.
And we're just gonna reuse this one. So none of the food and wine's there, but there's a table and no wine barrels.
Darn it.
I would like to motion for everyone to remain silent. And I would like to ritually cast. I put my hand up or finger up to my lips, and I'm like, shh. And like to ritually cast detect magic.
Okay.
And make sure there's no scrying or any magic within the room that I don't recognize.
All right, awesome. So as you make the spell, you can detect no magic within the room.
Okay. Other than E Bapef's staff.
Yeah, well.
And the natural.
Yes. Okay. Well, gentlemen, upon viewing the Baron's house, it is obviously very well guarded. And I'm speaking in a hushed tone as to not lure anyone below or outside the door or anything.
I'm near the door in the room, listening just in case any steps or anything are heard outside the door while I'm listening to Albert.
It seems very well guarded. I did see Isaac in the Baron's house, if you recall, the man with one large arm. And then that's really all I got from the Baron's house. It's heavily guarded, up-armored men with pikes. Going to the Reformation Center. There's 15 or so guards. They have heavy crossbows in the tower that are pretty heavy duty. I saw a man through a window. He seemed to be working on decorations for the upcoming festival, and he was chanting to himself. I couldn't quite make out what he was chanting, but it seems the whole place looked like a prison. There were bars on the doors. There was no way that anybody could get out. And basically what happened is as Silver squawked to try to get the man's attention to make him face towards me, he did not flinch, but it would seem that there is an arcane user on site who was able to see through the invisibility to look directly at Silver. I hauled ass as fast as I could, and actually, can I assume there's a window in here?
Yeah.
DM. I open the window and go and have Silver fly in from the rooftop. He was seen in his invisible form. He's gonna need to remain hidden if we decide not to do anything about the Baron and his men. But this is where we stand. The man tried to cast a spell at Silver. He was able to get away by the skin of his teeth.
Do you think Silver is safe? Does he
I
appear
think
normal?
Silver has been seen by the arcane individual that was there. I believe he should remain hidden on myself, and or just perhaps fly way above us if we are to travel by any of the Baron's men. But with that being said, the thought that comes to mind is they had 15 men at that reclamation center. I keep saying it different every time, but he has a heavy number of guards at his house. The question is, how loyal are these individuals?
Another question, perhaps. Should we make well on our option of taking up Lady Wachter's proposal?
That is my question. If they are loyal to him till death, then taking out the Baron, we will still have a number of guards to take care of. if they are there for the paycheck, maybe once he's gone, they begin to side with us. It's hard to say. That's partly why I was trying to charm these guards to figure out what motivates them to stay with the Baron.
Which
Well,
begs the question:
Is it
why
fear,
would
money, or something else?
so why would Lady Wachter want to blow up a relationship that's decades, if not hundreds of years long between her and the Burgermeister?
It was a
That doesn't
poor
make it-
relationship. She said
but-
she said she knew
They've
him, but their
always
relationship
been
was
at
not
war with
well.
each other.
According by your studies and the ledger, they're trading money for something.
They're
So there's-
trading with a third party. Each one of them is trading with a third party. They're not trading with each other.
Correct.
There's a money man, and then there's these two individuals that are working with the money man.
I think the most important thing here is we just need to find out anything about these lads and the Burgermeister's group, because we don't even know what their goals are. We've just heard a lot and seen a few things, but
Well, we are on a bit of a timeline with Lady Wachter. We do need to give her an answer tomorrow.
I
we will
think
find out tomorrow.
We may want to question the money man a little bit.
That's a sound plan. And then we can give Lady Wachter her answer.
We can, so, as you guys will remember, apparently there's an event around noon tomorrow where his manor will be left somewhat open. From what we've seen so far, what she said at least seems somewhat true. He has prison camps, basically, where he has people working in them and creating decorations for the festival. So, this person was chanting like a crazed person, someone who wasn't all the way there. It's hard to say. I didn't get that much detail. But so far, her story seems to be checking out. They do have people locked up in the stocks, as we've seen.
What do we think our
Don't know
best
about those
path
people.
forward is to get out of here? I am of the mind that perhaps entertaining Lady Wachter might avail us to further our cause of getting out of this land.
It
she
might
did say she'd
avail us.
help us figure out exactly how to get out, and that's the best offer we've had so far. But we also haven't heard out the Burgermeister. We don't know
I'm not
anything.
exactly.
It's
I'm not
only
saying
also
to
the only
trust
offer.
her.
One at a time.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
saying to
also the-
trust her, but she is an option.
It's also the only offer we've had. I would at least like to maybe talk to the money man and see if we can even try to get a meeting with the Burgermeister, if that's even a possibility.
We can play both sides tomorrow,
Two
lads.
things.
We can play it.
Well, we're gonna have to choose.
Yeah, but we play it tomorrow as if we're on the Burgermeister's side. Then we just hear him out. We find out how he even has a relationship with her. He doesn't know we've met with her yet.
Did Isaac ever give us an invitation to meet the Burgermeister or anything of that nature?
Give me a history check.
I have two things I'd like to bring up.
So
No,
with
actually,
that,
hear me now?
yeah, we can hear you. Let me. So with that history check, do you not remember getting any invitation from the Burgermeister's man? Go ahead, Miles.
As much as I am loath to admit it, I like Theron's plan. And Albert, is your silver in any way magical?
In what sense? He is brought here from the Fey Plane. He is...
Okay, could this powerful individual who can see magic creatures track you through silver?
Hard to say. Silver... It's hard to say. I'm sure one with strong enough magical abilities could... maybe, if they had time, trace my essence, since I was looking through Silver's eyes, but
Or Silver herself? Himself?
himself,
Yeah.
but I'm not positive.
Can you maybe send him away for a little while just to be safe?
Maybe just leave him on the roof for now or something.
Leave him on the roof.
Or leave him in here.
Silver can, yeah, I can do that.
We're gonna dismiss Silver for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I will, pat Silver on the head and tell him he's a good boy, and, Silver, you're gonna have to go, back to the Fae for a little while. Is that alright? Alright, Silver, once we get this taken care of, should only be about a day or two, I'll call you back, alright?
Bye, buddy.
And I, as he's sitting perched on my hand, I wave my other hand, and Silver dissipates back into the Fae.
E Bapef, having never witnessed him disappear before, only have ever seen him, is like, whoa,
You just saw him disappear 15 minutes ago. Bazzlo made him disappear.
Yeah, but not like that.
A different plan.
Not like that.
Yes, Silver belongs to a different plane than ours. He's from the Fae, but he has been with me and my master for many years. He's a very loyal fellow.
I wish he could take us with him.
Well, give me, assuming we can find the right spell books, I could potentially take us there at some point.
In any way, I wish him well on his journey in the Fae.
He's a good boy.
He may not look like it, but Silver is very cunning, so he should be fine.
So,
yeah.
You guys begin there. The night is winding a little late. What is your plans for the morrow? And you guys can discuss this, make up a plan, how you want to tackle. Yeah. So I think you guys should probably do that as well.
Bapef chimes up. We need to find this money man. Perhaps he can give us more information.
Right. How much did we tell the money man of the conversation we had?
As little as humanly possible.
None.
Right. That's kind of where I was going with that. Also, I mean, we can maybe play the angle that, or we'll just have to talk to them. But like, I assume this is like a pretty lucrative thing for him, having both parties work for each other. So maybe there's some sort
So,
of.
what are you trying to learn from the money man? Ideally, best case scenario, what information would you get from him? Because both parties work through him, so he is not going to want to see either party fail.
Right. I'd just like to get a better idea of.
We should not let him know we read his ledger.
Also, Bapef chimes up. You said there was some initials in there. Perhaps we can deduce something from that.
FW and BV.
Yeah.
So Baron,
Vargas, Vakovich.
Baron Vakovich and FW, whoever that is.
That's Lady Wachter.
Fiona
Wachter.
Yeah, that's Fiona Wachter.
Right, so I don't know what you're going to get from him.
Or just let him speak?
You can let him speak. We can return the ledger, get a reward, let him speak. But as far as picking sides with him, I don't think he wants either side taken out because he's making money from both of them.
That's what I'm saying.
I think maybe the better thing to do would be speak with maybe the drunk individuals downstairs and see if they perhaps have loose lips and want to give an opinion on who they like better or don't. Or
perhaps we should send our best talkers down there.
Right.
Or because I don't know what we're really going to get from the money man. Without Talos.
Without the entire group present, perhaps we will be less intimidating. Perhaps we could send just one or two of us down there to talk with the drunkards.
Well, I'm a talky drunkard myself, so I wouldn't mind taking a...
Why don't we want to go as a group?
Because it's intimidating 6 people.
Not if we're friendly about it.
Well, if we split
No,
up, we
it
could talk
is.
to different groups and smaller groups.
We're 6
Some of us are
outsiders that
better
are.
at social-
That just brought them back their wine. I know Miles is talking. I can't hear him.
I said
Speak
some of
loud.
us are better at social interactions than others.
That's true.
Doesn't mean you can't all go down to the fucking bar where you guys are
Yeah,
living.
we could like split up a little bit, have a drink in a few different corners. We don't have to be like standing in a
Very true.
high school pack.
I can go sit in the corner and cast a little persuasion if need be.
Are you trying?
But
Are you gonna try to
I'm-
seduce him as well?
not seduce. Just make friends with. But I would think inherently, if there are 3 of them and they outnumber the individuals they speak to, they may be more loose-lipped than
Okay.
if not.
My thoughts precisely.
If our intentions are true and we are really trying to pick the better side here, I can also charm these individuals as well, as long as there's no.
I'm not even necessarily trying to pick the best side. I'm trying to pick the best side for us. What
think-
gives us a higher likelihood of getting out here? Who do we think has better connections
I
that
also
can move
think-
us forward?
I also think there's very little risk in us having us split up, just going downstairs.
Well, we know that both of these folks apparently are for the people, so I'm sure if we just have a conversation with the people, we can find out pretty quickly how they feel about the whole thing.
Okay.
So
So
we're
what
gonna
I-
go.
Yeah. I was going to say,
Bapef's gonna plop in a bed and just start relaxing.
Yeah, I think Albert's going to stay up here too and try to learn a spell before bedtime while they go gather intel downstairs.
You know what? I'll watch this happen. I'll go downstairs and witness.
Perfect. Before the party makes their way downstairs, there is also the issue of the rendezvous that Lady Wachter may or may not have set up for you at the Baron's manor tomorrow at noon.
Yeah, I would definitely like to do that if everybody else is down. We should.
Gentlemen, I do think it's the best plan forward. She might not be better, but she can't be worse.
It's hard to say at this point. I don't think we should make up our minds. I believe that at noon tomorrow we should perhaps go inspect the Baron's house and see what else we can learn.
Mm-hmm.
There's also the option that she's, if you haven't thought about it, she could be in cahoots with the Barons, and she could be setting up a trap to get rid of us. She's told us she's enemies with him, but we don't know that's fact.
Mm-hmm.
I think the locals might know that pretty easily. Yeah, if they've been here for long enough, they probably know 2 old houses and maybe how they get along.
So why don't you guys go down and discreetly try to get some information as I sit here and read my book?
And then tomorrow morn, shall we go find the money man?
Yep.
And then before noon, go to the meeting spot.
Sounds like a plan.
Perfect. With that, we are going to take our 5 to 10 minute break. Perfect. So as you 5, 4,
4.
4. As you, it's 5 with Danny, is it not?
No, it's 4. It's only 6
If
of
you're
us,
counting
right?
Octavio, maybe.
Oh, I was counting myself. Oh my god. Yes, I'm here. Fuck me. As you all go downstairs and begin to take your, seats at the table, you do notice everybody is sullenly, drinking their wine and discussing amongst themselves. You've been a common fixture around here the last couple of days, so nobody really takes notice of you as you begin to sit down. It seems that the Blue Water Inn is at least a kind of a grounds for the odd person or adventurer that do somehow find their ways into the domain of Barovia. Who wants to start?
So I'm going to start with Victavio. Theron and Muru are going to speak with the drunk folks that they saw. So I'd like to plop down next to Victavio, turn to him, and say, "Hello, Victavio. How's the wine tasting?"
It tastes like wine. How can I help you this fine evening?
Well, I just wanted to mention, it's delivered by yours truly. So just, checking to make sure everyone's enjoying it.
Oh, would you like a pat on the back, adventurer, for doing your job you were paid to do?
Well, maybe I do. I apologize. I do like a bit of attention.
Yes, well, so do I, but you don't see me yearning for it like a whore.
Well, whore is my middle name, so,
You sturdy slut.
Apart from the pleasantries, Victavio, I came over here to have a quick chat with you if you'd have an ear for a minute.
I mean, by all means, I'm always looking for new and exciting company. Give me a perception check from you. You notice Victavio is quite drunk at the moment. So, yeah.
That makes sense.
So, Victavio, now that I've spent some time here in the town, I've heard a thing or two just about maybe its history, and I'm trying to learn more. Do you know anything about noble houses and maybe how they've taken hold of this place?
They've taken hold? What do you mean? They've been around since the founding of Barovia.
Well, I guess... Well, I mean, what sort of families are involved? I see that there are different insignia, and, I was interested as to know maybe the different families, if you know them.
I mean, they're all royal families. They've been here for as long as anybody can really remember. Is there a specific one you were inquiring about, or are you just looking for general history? You will remember that I am not from these parts.
Well, I did hear something about a Lady Wachter and the Wachters. What do you know about them?
I mean, the Wachters, they've been around since the founding of Vallaki, as far as I understand. Some people don't take too kindly to her, but that's typically split amongst those who aren't poor. She does have a tender heart, or quietly a tender heart for those of less fortune. But what else would you like to know?
Well, I do notice that there's a lot of lads running around with the burgomaster, and I guess I just wonder maybe what their history is between the Wachters and the burgomaster. Do they get along pretty well?
I mean, not particularly. The burgomaster prior to this, Vargas's father, was quite an iron-fisted individual. We'll just leave it at that. If you think the city is bad now, it was quite bad before.
Oh, well, I can hardly imagine. Did the Wachters ever have any foothold of this place, or did they ever have power at any point?
I mean, they did used to rule when it was founding. I don't know when that really changed hands, to be honest with you.
Well, if you didn't notice much of a change, that's pretty interesting to... I guess.
What do you mean,
Would you say
change?
Would you say you enjoyed maybe the time when she was in power? Or?
She's never been in power since I've been in Barovia.
Long time. Big time scale.
Are you listening to me, sir?
Well, I've had one or two wines, so you know how it is.
You've just got here, though. I might be drunk, but I am not stupid.
Alright, well, much respect, sir. Totally understandable. Alright. I guess... Oh, so when we first arrived here, we noticed that there was a lot of folks that were in these stocks, sort of, with masks on. It sounds like it's a part of maybe the festivities. Do you know why they're tied there with the masks?
They speak out against the. Well, let's just put it this way. It's the Baron likes to call it malicious unhappiness. He believes that the entirety of Strahd can be kept at bay with cheeriness. We'll just leave it at that. And those were not so well-wishers, if you will.
Yeah, totally understandable. I can definitely feel the cheer as I walk around the streets.
Yes.
Well, I remember you had a story for me, Octavio. You mentioned days prior. Do you still maybe have that story, or am I just forgetting?
You're just forgetting.
All right. Well, I just I'd like to order a drink, Erwin. If I could have a wine, please.
Oh yes, on the house, good sir. Of course.
Cheers. Thank you. I take a sip of my wine, and just sit next to Octavio.
I'll send you a clip of the story he told.
Okay, yeah, I was just like, as I was saying that, I was like, I kind of actually remember the story. Okay, so I just go ahead and sit there and drink my wine for the time being. No more questions or anything for Octavio.
Awesome. Elzeiros, so you just sitting around, shifty-eyed, looking around?
He's skulking.
No, you know what? I'll buy some drinks for these two fine young people sitting at my table.
Give me a
Just
perception
listen to them
check.
talk for a little.
Give me a perception
Alright.
check.
17.
17. You notice that the three people around here are pretty shit-faced drunk. They are the loud spot in the bar, we'll put it that way. You hear them talking of random shit pretty much, but they're quite crude and uncouth, we'll put it that way.
You know what? I'm gonna keep listening to what they have to say.
Perfect.
You know, Vino Veritas and all that.
Let's see here.
While this is going on, DM, can I learn a spell from the spell book?
Yeah, absolutely, if you've got the gold.
Yep.
Cool.
Marking off 100 gold for a second level spell.
Cool. Alright, so as you are just sitting there, you order the round of drinks for these drunkards, and they look at you pretty sloshed again, hiccuping in different ways, and they, oh, thanks, good lad. It's not often we have generous outsiders come to this place. But you begin to hear them talk, and they do hush down a bit when they start talking about this subject. It's quite obvious they are talking about the Baron. One begin to hear them talk about him making people dance around like puppets with all the cheer, and how much they quite hate it. As well as talking about how his wife is just absolutely mad, and how they saw her talking to a doll in the street yesterday. Other than that, they do talk about hunting, and they keep making references to their mother as well, about her plans, but you can't hear much more than that.
Do they look related?
Yes, they do look related.
Okay.
Two of them do. One of them does not. One seems to just
He's referring to our mother?
Yes.
Okay. I want to try and steer the conversation more in that direction without being obvious.
How are you going to do that, Mr. Miles?
Time to go to work.
All right, can I get, not to put too much pressure on you, almost exactly what was said?
So what was said beforehand, before you wanting to make this conversation?
No, about the mother.
About the mother. Oh, you hear them speak of their mother's big plans. And that's really all you catch as they come down into hushed tones. One of them begins to laugh quite a bit, in that case, as he hears about the plans.
Are you talking about the festival?
Oh, oh, the festival. Yes, believe it or not, we are. Yes, absolutely.
I hear it's quite the sight to see. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, with some disgust. I guess it is quite a sight. It would be quite a show as well, from my understanding. And as he takes another swig of his wine.
All right, I know what he's hinting at, but I don't know how to not be obvious about asking.
What's your names?
Oh, would there be any particular good spot for a newcomer to witness the events?
Oh, you find us quite stupid. We know you've talked to our mother. You will have to see in good time.
Oh.
That's why I said ask their names. I knew that.
I'm a little slow.
Go back to studying, wizard.
How to do magic.
Got it.
Are you enjoying Vallaki, my pointy-eared friend?
Well, no offense to you, but not particularly.
Yes, well, that's quite obvious. The Baron is quite a merchant for happiness, I guess you could say, and it makes everybody quite unhappy.
Yes, I can tell. So, hey, what do you know about that guy sitting over the bar, Octavio?
He showed up about a year ago. He's been skulking about ever so slightly, but nothing much. Quite honestly, he keeps to himself and he attends to his wagon, but he really just sits here and drinks most days.
Can I ask you a favor then?
Is it paying any gold?
Yes. Well, maybe silver, but it's paying.
Let's hear it.
Can each of you order a drink for him? The strongest they have?
The strongest? I don't think he will accept a drink for us, but we will try.
Well, we don't have to say it's from you.
Fair enough. Yes, I will order. We will order the drinks then. So they
All
get
right,
up.
pay him double the drink.
Okay, cool. So 24 silver, I guess, for both of the drinks, doubled. So yeah. Awesome. So they get up. They go. Or one of them gets up and goes over and talks to Erwin, and he points over at you. And then makes a slight gesture over to Rictavio as well, and begins to sit back down.
All right, my part here is done.
Awesome. All right, Theron, Danny.
Okay. We want to walk over to the 3 individuals that we noticed. I'm coming in.
Or were those the ones by L's?
Yeah, that's who Elzeiros was talking to.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's kind of our plan.
I mean, you guys can join in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you have
that's
any
what I was
more?
going to ask. Can we retcon us into the conversation, please?
No, you can't retcon him into
Retcon your asses up there into the
Wander
conversation.
up and fucking say your piece.
Okay. Oh, Elzeiros, looks like you've made some company. He says, I have. You should come sit down. What don't mind if we do. Hello, gentlemen. How are you this fine evening?
It's so funny because I can watch him just sitting there. Has no idea that you're talking about him.
Alright.
I mean, you sit down, and again, they're quite very drunk, and they say, "Oh, look, more adventurers have come to buy us drinks, it seems, brother."
Well, if we may, if that's okay, I don't know.
By all means.
Yeah. Erwin, a round of drinks for my friends as well.
Absolutely. He shouts from the bar and begins bringing drinks back over to the table.
Gentlemen, I have a few questions for you. See, we're as you have so astutely noticed, we are outsiders and we don't know a whole lot about Vallaki. So can we ask you some questions to perhaps figure a little bit out about its history?
I mean, if you would like.
Yeah, how long have you guys lived here?
Our whole lives.
Your whole lives.
You've actually spoken to our mother, kindly priest.
We have.
Yes, you have.
Who is your mother?
Quite don't, aren't you? Lady Wachter is our mother. Can't you tell the resemblance?
I see that. But now that you mention it, yeah, I can kind of see your high cheekbones there and your blue eyes. They
Yes,
do...
our regal features tend to just pour out of our faces, and he hiccups.
Yeah, so that Burgermeister, right? Everything from what I've heard, he doesn't know what's good for the city, to put it lightly.
I mean, the Valkoviches have always been upstarts, new money, trying to play at nobility, yes.
Yeah. You know what kind of changes could be made here in Vallaki to help,
We don't do any of the planning, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going.
Yeah.
Well, what do you two do?
Well, we mostly just drink, if we're being completely honest.
I see. So you don't help your mom at all? You don't hold any positions within her enterprise?
I mean, we do tasks for Mother, but I don't think that's any of importance to you.
No, that might not be. Okay. And what do you think about your mother's plans? Are you on board?
I mean, no, we're not on board at all, he says very sarcastically.
Yeah, okay, I guess I would see why you would be on her side. We're just trying to get a good indication of what to do here, We're very new. We've been pulled into all these odd tasks and adventures, and we're just trying to, as I said, get our bearing of
That's a little forward, don't you think, to be telling the sons of the lady?
E Bapef is snoring obnoxiously loudly. How much time has passed?
We'll say it's been about an hour.
I'm gonna be snoring obnoxiously loudly. Is there a chance that I could wake up Albert with my snoring?
Albert's not asleep. Albert's writing in his fucking spell book.
Okay.
Albert's fucking copying down a spell, and and the quill begins to dig into the paper as your snoring becomes more insistent. And I flick my wrist and cast Mage Hand, and it floats over to Bapef and smacks him in the head.
And my head turns, and I readjust my position, and I stop snoring.
And that was your excerpt from us. Now back to you talking to this lady's sons, who you didn't realize were her sons until a second ago.
Yeah. Well, we just met your mother 3 hours ago at dinner. We don't really know her. We're just trying to figure out why we're being asked to do all these things.
What's to know? Or the people in the stocks and all the happiness about you? Is there much more to tell?
The happiness is weird. It's weird. I don't like it. It's definitely a form of brainwashing. But we don't know a whole lot about the Reformation camp. We're actually going to meet with her tomorrow.
If I were you, I'd maybe just keep that down a little bit. You
You're
don't
right.
know who might be listening.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, we
Discreetly in this type of conversation might do us all a little well.
yeah, we're gonna see if we can learn more tomorrow, pretty much, about the.
Mother will be happy and pleased to hear that, so thank you.
Out of nowhere, Faithress comes out and casts silence on Tezcat.
I want to check on Octavio and see how he's doing next to me after all these drinks.
Rictavio looks pretty fucking steady.
Steady. Damn.
You can't outdrink a dwarf, dude.
He's not a
He's an
dwarf.
elf.
He's an elf.
In my mind, he's a dwarf.
I like how Theron has just gone completely silent, has not to talk anymore.
No. I was not not silent. But
I'm gonna interject here and ask the sons of Wachter.
Thank God, the sensible
It
person.
seems oddly strange that you are here the night we meet her, stationed right by the stairs. It's almost as if you're here to keep tabs on us.
Give me a history check.
Finally, somebody's fucking thinking.
Finally.
History check. Okay.
Geo,
right
I
here.
love you, but damn.
I thought the same thing, but I just didn't want to say it out loud because.
I didn't think of it.
You can tell your thoughts to the DM. He doesn't.
Yeah, he's not gonna hurt you.
You say that, he will hurt you.
Did that go through?
Yeah, so with that history check, the brothers have actually been here almost every fucking time you've come into the inn.
Oh, shit. They've been plants forever.
They just like to drink wine. Yeah.
They might just be drunkards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, man. They're fucking plants.
Muru, it's your stage. Do what
Right,
needs to be done.
Mom's spaghetti.
Well, is there a response to me asking them?
They look up at you and just kind of chuckle at one another. We've been here every time you've walked in the door, just about. I know you might not have been as observant as we are, but we've seen you even if you haven't seen us.
I see. Yes. Sometimes I'm so busy it's hard to recognize every single face I see.
We completely get it. We're just regular barflies around here, and they chuckle at one another.
Wait a minute.
Wait a
I'm at
minute.
this table, right?
Yeah, you're still there.
Yeah, you've heard all of this.
Hey, do you guys think you could maybe change your mission a little bit then?
What is this extravagant plan that you have, my pointy-eared friend?
Well, your mother, our mother now, as you know, has asked us to accomplish a task. And if we're seen around the mansion twice, that will be bad. If two different groups are seen once, that might be okay. Do you think you could go observe the manor and tell us what you have seen?
You want us to go reaffirm what we have seen already?
No, maybe see something new. There's apparently a very powerful mage there that we found.
Oh, the reformers, you mean, at the Reformation Center.
What exactly does a reformer do? His methods?
Well, They were, and it gets really quiet at this point. Is not to let other people overhear what you all are talking about. Well, they were actually like some of you at one point. They found themselves in this fine land and thought they could take on the sovereign, if you will. Um, let's just say it didn't quite work out for them. But those who remain decided to help the Baron keep people happily in bliss. We'll just put it that way.
I see. I kind of
Okay.
step back a little bit and sip my wine and ponder over those words.
All right. Any clarifying questions? We just gonna leave that hanging in the air?
Somebody, please.
Thinking.
Who and how many?
Say that again.
Who are they and how many are there?
There's 3. They're mages. Let's just put it that way. They're pretty reclusive in their little kingdom up on the hill.
Very, very quietly, I'm going to ask them, have you perhaps ever had an opportunity to see them in battle or perhaps see their arcane abilities?
I think you can probably guess that their arcane abilities are used for nefarious purposes. I think you've possibly seen all of the brainwashing, as you put it, going on. They just might be another tool of that for the Baron.
Has anyone ever have tried to confront them or try to, free prisoners from in there? Has that ever been attempted before?
Have you seen how many guards patrol the streets?
I'm just wondering.
I mean, there's been small uprisings of the less fortunate from time to time, but nothing of significance. It's the same as when someone gets up arms and decides to walk towards the castle. It just doesn't last very long.
Weird question. At these festivals, are there fireworks?
Oh, there's all sorts of things. There's fireworks, there's fires, there's song, there's parade. It's really all quite unbearable, and you see him like slam his fist down on the table thinking about these fucking festivals.
As Albert gets done writing in his spell book, and he's now learned a new spell, he's gonna send a message to Elzeiros. I think this is the first time Elzeiros has experienced this.
Can message? I think you have to point at
Through
someone.
solid objects if you're familiar with the target and know it's beyond the barrier.
Fair. All right. Cool.
Elzeiros, it's Albert. How are things going down there? You can reply to this message.
It's meta, but I'll allow it. Fuck it.
No, that takes a couple of my words. Whatever word limit you want to add on this.
Isn't it like?
It doesn't
8?
have one. It says you point your finger towards a creature at range, whisper a message. The target and only the target hears the message and can reply a whisper that only you can hear. You can cast through spells, cast through solid objects if you're familiar with the target and know it's beyond the barrier. Magical silence, 1 foot stone, 1 inch metal, It doesn't have a number of words on there. Player's handbook 259.
I mean, go ahead and talk.
So yeah, it's a cantrip, so I can kind of just do it.
Yeah, I know what message is.
Okay.
You're good.
Unleash the heaviest sigh you have ever heard. Get the fuck out of my head and come downstairs.
Okay. Albert pats E Bapef on the head and tucks him in a little bit, and then Albert comes downstairs.
Yeah, I'm out I'm sleeping
Gentlemen.
so good.
Gentlemen, it seems that what your mother has asked us to do is no small feat. I trust that we will have ample resources on our side.
It's been put into motion. I would not fear anything.
Is these two commoners to the left, or
It's
which
the one
com-
sitting at the table with everybody.
Gentlemen, how is it going?
It's going well. Albert, these gentlemen have quite a bit of information to share with us. They know a bit about the mage that you saw earlier.
Theron, would you be so kind as to introduce me to these young men?
Yeah. Friends, this is our other adventurer friends, Albert and E Bapef. They're with us.
I'm still
Bapef's
asleep.
asleep.
Yeah, I'm still sleeping.
Albert.
I just
Yeah.
came over and joined in my drunken stupor,
Yeah,
however.
it was actually Albert that saw the reformer. And yeah, it was quite an eerie sight from what I understand.
And who might you gentlemen be?
Oh, finally, someone asks us our names. I'm Carl, and the quiet one over there is Nikolai.
Goddamn, finally.
And do I presume to know their last name by introductions? Do they bear enough of a familiarance?
Nobody else picked it up, so now. But they all know. So.
Do you have a surname?
Yes, as we told your friends here, the Wachter. We are the Wachter brothers.
Gentlemen, it's very nice to meet you. We had lovely dinner with your parents earlier on.
You mean our mother?
With your mother, I apologize. So, what have you guys? What's everybody been talking about? What's been going on?
Well, the priest here has been telling us his life story around Vallaki, it seems. He's quite an oversharer, that one. You might want to keep him a little more tight-lipped.
I warned my friends, because of what your mother has asked us to do, to
Look,
try to be discreet.
Yes, and I'd actually kind of appreciate it if we just stopped talking about my mother as it stands.
I apologize. We will stop talking about your mother. The main thing that is my concern now is, after taking a walk around this town, the Baron seems to have many men supporting him.
Many men. Many men.
Jesus Christ.
Do you know where their allegiances lie? Is it to the coin? Is it to the Baron himself? We're trying to figure out, if we go through with this, will we have to deal with everybody that is on his side?
I wouldn't... Look, let's just put it this way. There's things in motion here. If you are looking to help us free the town, we can do so. I wouldn't worry too much about the number. I will say that their allegiances, some of them, are flexible.
And while you saying so does so greatly make me feel secure, the more information we have, the better. You and your mother have been very vague, but perhaps that is because we have just met each other. And when we speak with your mother tomorrow, perhaps we will be able to get closer and discover more details to this.
That's my thought as well.
Very well. Is there any suggestions you should give us on our tour of the Baron's Manor tomorrow?
Just be there at noon. You'll be able to make your way there. That's all I'll say. You can be thorough. I'm sure they'll be gone for about 30 minutes or so, is what I would guess.
30 minutes or so. Understood. Well, gentlemen, it was very good meeting you. if you see your mother tonight, tell her we wish her well, and we will be over there tomorrow to speak with her. And yeah, let's hope everything goes off without a hitch. And I begin to walk up.
Yeah, they begin to stand up and dust themselves off as well, and begin to stumble out the door, back on their way to wherever the fuck they're going.
Very well. And yeah, Albert goes up and is like, gentlemen, unless there's anything else, I will be going to bed. Have a good night.
Sleepy time.
As you guys walk upstairs, E Bapef again is on his back going and snoring very loudly.
Mage hand hit him in the head.
And I turn around and lay on my side, and the snoring ceases.
All right. Are you guys going to turn in for the night? What are you going to do with your new information here? What is your plan?
I mean, I think we're all in agreement. This is Lady Wachter seems to be the better option for us, I would say.
Meta side comment. Her sons didn't seem racist at all.
I did notice that. Not bothered.
New generation.
Yeah, the bigot apple does call for the bigotry.
And since I called it out, it's now
Bigotry.
canon.
The Wachter brothers are a little more progressive than their mother. We'll
Yep.
go with that. Maybe they're just drunks. Who knows?
Maybe. So yeah, did you guys do you want to meta it or do you want to powwow before we go to bed?
How about you powwow?
Theron, maybe we should go tell the other lads what you're telling me. Come on. I drunkenly bleed him out to the...
Oh, and if you were drinking tonight, go ahead and remove 2 gold from your... or actually, no, you all drink on the house.
On the house.
Unless you bought drinks for
I
other
bought-
people.
I definitely bought drinks.
For other people.
Yeah, the brothers. I bought drinks for the brothers.
Yeah.
Cool.
Albert, I heard one of those mages say that they think your fireball is more like a snowball, as in it doesn't do any damage.
You know, people do say at points heat reaches a point where it does feel cold. Have you ever run your hand under extremely hot water and felt it tingle as if it was icy?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they were complimenting me, my friend.
It could be. I don't know. He
But
also said
why
your
are
hat was
you?
whack.
Huh?
He also said your hat was whack.
I don't have a hat. I have a hood.
Your hood.
Oh, are you drunk, Theron?
No, I'm just making conversation. I'm just trying to make light of a situation that might not be so light.
But you're just insulting me.
No, I said those mages insulted you.
Which mages?
The enforcers.
So they're called the enforcers.
They're called the enforcers, yes.
Oh.
I'm not sure if you were there for that part of the conversation.
I was
my
not.
good sir, they're on there called the reformers.
The reformers.
Perhaps I should speak to my more magically inclined friend. Muuru, what can you tell me about these reformers?
They appear to be adventurers like us who have appeared in Vallaki, and now they are doing the work for the Baron. We were unable to find out if they are paid or if they are doing this at their own volition or if they are doing this against their own volition unbeknownst to them.
I think they kind of like it.
I
say drunkenly.
I suppose that's a possibility, Bazzlo. There are people that are more inclined to hurting than helping. From them trying to attack Silver, I didn't ask at the time, so I'm assuming the answer is no. Could I clock what type of magic they were trying to throw at Silver? No. Yeah, they threw something at Silver, but it missed, and if, Silver's elusive as fuck, but if they were unable to capture Silver, they may not be the strongest. Is there a number of how many of them are?
That's
There's
your
three.
job, buddy.
There's
Well,
3 of
there's-
them?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say there's anything to do about it now, but we do need to realize that the Baron has magic users under his employ. Whether
Yeah.
they're powerful enough to scry or do anything of that nature, I don't know, but they were at least powerful enough to see Silver through invisibility. So they're not kids by any means.
Why does the Baron's wife have a doll then?
If I had to take a wild guess, maybe she had a child that died, and now she holds the baby's doll, but that's a wild guess.
Right.
Talking to those men gave me an idea for how to maybe deal with some of these guards without actually dealing with these guards.
What are they saying?
Well, on the subject of fireballs, they have fireworks at all these festivals. There must be some place they store them.
Explosives aren't a bad idea.
I'm wondering
maybe
what the
draw a
distraction
lot
is
of them.
going to be. Perhaps it's also fireworks.
We could definitely try to incorporate that. I don't think it's fair to make a decision tonight. I think we should all sleep on this. We should. It would seem less likely that tomorrow is a trap, but they did mention we have a 30-minute window to get in and out. With that being said, everyone might not be gone. If we run into a housekeeper or something like that, we need to be ready to act. And then comes the decision, what do you guys want to do if we run into someone? Are we murking people? Are we hoping they don't say shit? How do you guys want to handle the situation when we get in there?
Well, perhaps one of
I
us stays
think-
on watch. That could maybe dissuade anyone who arrives in an untimely manner. I could do that.
I think we try to talk our way out of it.
Or magic.
Yeah.
I don't think it's likely we talk our way out of being inside of the Baron's house.
Well, if
My
we
magic
fight-
only persuades
It-
somebody for an hour long, and they don't forget what happened. So if questioned, I do not have the ability to erase an individual's memory or alter it in such a state.
If we fight, though, we will be by ourselves.
If we fight, we will be by ourselves.
Yeah.
This is
Against-
not the event. This is us going to see proof for our eyes. That's the purpose of us going there. This is not
This is a stealth
the event
mission.
of his demise at all.
I know. No, I know.
This
I
is a
didn't say-
stealth mission to uncover whatever we can to put ourselves in favor or out of favor.
I don't think we fight though, because it does not look good.
Yeah, we
And
can't leave
we
any-
might be showing our hand prematurely too.
Right. So we don't even have to go there at noon tomorrow. If you guys are already set on helping her and you don't need more proof, we can go agree to help her now. If
Yeah.
you guys want more proof, it's riskier going to the Barons.
Yeah, I
But
don't
if you
necessarily
need more
think-
persuasion, that is where it will be.
I don't necessarily think we need more proof. I think we are. It's pretty clear about what he does. The only reason to go would be to gain more information.
Correct.
Yeah.
So if you want to think of him as more of a bad guy, if you want to try to rob him, if you want to take a shit in his pillow, if everybody's of the mindset that we want to help her already and we don't need any further proof, I would just as soon stay out and stash at her house, not be seen around the streets, and be ready to strike when the time calls for it.
Well, the information we find could be something otherwise. It could
And
be something she may not even expect us to find.
it could be something that completely paints her in a different light. Anything is possible. The question is, do you want to take the risk to slip in there tomorrow?
I think it's still worth it. It sounds like they're pretty set on us doing so.
The other option we have is if I prepare the spell for tomorrow, I can make 2 people invisible. Bazzlo can make 2 people invisible. Bazzlo and I can sit out as watch. The 4 of you can go in and scour the house.
I like the sound of that.
If that's what we want to do. That's an option.
That way there's less of us stuck in there if something goes south.
I'll be less charming.
I can get a message out as well to whoever's not inside.
If you have message, then you and I can be comms.
I have sending, which is a little bit more restraintful, but it's the same thing.
If you initiate a sending to me, I can initiate a message back to you, and then we have communication.
Yeah.
So, as we go to sleep, is everybody good with that idea? Should I prep invisibility? Do the 4 of you want to go in invisible? Or does anybody else? It's open forum. Anybody say what your ideas are? Spit it out.
I'm in agreement with Albert.
I am as well.
At this moment, Bapef starts snoring and talking in his sleep, and he's like, acorns.
Mage hand.
Soak them, remove the tannins.
Hit him again.
They become a good flour if you just soak them. And then I roll back over Mage hand.
On that note, I think it's bedtime, lads.
Elzeiros, what do you think? You good with this?
I think having invisibility is a phenomenal backup option. However, how long does it take to cast, and can you keep it on more than one person at a time?
4
Let me
people,
look.
1
Let me
hour.
look at this spell. At higher level, you can cast the spell on a additional creature. So at 3rd level, I can do 2. At 3rd level, Bazzlo should be 2. A creature you touch becomes invisible until the spell ends. Anything the target is wearing or carrying is invisible as long as it is on the target's person. The spell ends for the target that attacks or casts a spell. So you go invisible. It is 1 action to cast, and it's concentration for up to an hour.
So what dispels it? A spell?
If you attack or you cast a spell, you lose invisibility.
Okay.
I know magic is your strong point, not math, but I believe there are more than 4 of us here.
No, Bazzlo and I will remain outside to be guards in the lookout, and we will send you, Bapef, Theron, and Muurujin.
Okay. And you can message us and tell us whether or not someone's coming. I like the plan.
And Theron has the ability to send a message out too.
Before we do this, Mike, I'm okay to use my class features, right? That are technically magic, but they're not spells.
What are your That's up to Mike.
Yeah. Like the D4 thing. Like giving one a D4.
Like, would that take him out of invisibility, I guess?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not gonna break invisibility, right?
Yeah.
No, if you cast the spell ends if the target attacks or casts a spell.
No, yeah, okay.
Like, you have to engage to basically
So, like, saying a prayer, I would not consider casting a spell, which is basically what all your shit is, right?
Yeah,
I
pretty much.
mean,
It's up
still
to
like
Mike.
an action in that case. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I wanted to make sure
It
right now.
depends on it's Mike's discretion.
Yeah, it's your
Yeah,
decision,
Mike's
Mike.
call on the dot,
you're
probably.
gonna if you're gonna cast something, even if it's a class ability, like it still counts as like a spell and shit, man.
But like a +4 that you had blessed or whatever, like that wouldn't break it. You got
No. If you're gonna do like an
blessed,
action or a saving throw, yeah, that's not gonna break it. Like if you cast a spell while you are, if you cast it
Yeah.
while you were in, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just do it before.
Yep. So is everybody? I think everybody said yay. Elzeiros was the last one. You're good with it?
Bapef gives you a resounding.
I think
That's a
Bapef's
yes.
good. And we fell asleep.
Cool, perfect.
I pass out in his chair.
And you all wake up. So actually, when do you guys want to wake up in the morning?
Early.
Maybe like 7 or 8.
6
Maybe like
a.m.
once other people left their houses. So probably like trying to find the money man first, right? Like that was our plan, or no?
Yeah, Bapef being the first one to fall asleep and has been sleeping lovely this entire time is gonna wake up at 6 a.m. A little bit before everybody else, and just wake up.
DM.
Yep, 1 in 18.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna sit on my bed and feel very rested, and look around at the rest of the group and see if anybody's got any tension or what restlessness, an urge to wake up at the 6 a.m. time that I woke up.
I'm in a chair. Trying to go to sleep.
You know what? I'm super special because I'm half elf. I only sleep for 4 hours. I'm already awake.
Oh, yeah.
Albert, since he stayed up 2 hours later than Bapef, is going to try to sleep in.
I'm going to look at Elzeiros and say, what happened last night? What's the plan?
Well, the 2 mages are going to cast invisibility on the 4 other of us, and we are going to sneak in.
Sneak into where?
The Baron's residence.
Oh. All right.
Also, we met some friendly strangers, not so strangers, down at the bar last night. They told us there will be a distraction prepared to not expect as many guards as there were.
Well, if it's in the interest of the group, I'm down. Do we have any idea what the distraction is going to be?
No clue, but I came up with a backup plan in case theirs is not sufficient.
And what might that be?
Detonating whatever fireworks stores the town has.
Oh man, I clearly missed a lot. All right, well, let's wait for the rest of the boys to wake up and, I guess, proceed forward.
Roll out and wake up like 7 or 8.
And are you guys going to try to find Vasilis, or are you guys gonna just hang around until it's time to go to the Baron's house? Because there seemed to be some conjecture there if we were gonna go look for her.
Think of anything
Bapef being a little out of the loop is going to suggest that perhaps we go return the ledger to its master.
Yeah, at the very least, we can collect the reward.
Yeah, Albert's going to wake up at like 8, 7:30, 8. And I'm down to see if we can track down Vasilis to turn in the ledger.
Support that idea.
Brilliant.
Cool. Awesome. So, where do you guys want to go to try to find this individual?
First things first, Bapef's going to make his way downstairs and inquire about a bit of bread from Irwin. Irwin, we're about to head out for the day. Could we have our daily bread?
I mean, absolutely. Here is your bread, you hungry bitch.
What's
Thank
so
you.
rude?
I will also take advantage of the free ration for the day.
Yep.
Everybody's not rude. You're just assholes.
Hey, any idea where Vasilis hangs out?
Vasilis, he's kind of aloof. I don't see him often, but
Is it Vasilis or is it Victilis?
It's Vasilis.
Vasilis, okay.
I honestly could not tell you where Vasilis is at.
Very well, very well.
Yeah, Bapef just scarfs down what is given to him and chugs it with, I'm assuming, a wooden cup of water. And is like, all right, gentlemen, shall we on down?
I think we go to where we first met Vasilis, the town square.
Yes.
So there.
So you just go into the town square. All right, cool. So you arrive in the town square again. You see people putting up what seem to be more decorations, and things are becoming more festive in this case. Vasilis is nowhere to be found, but you do see people in stocks as well as guards marching.
I want to walk up to one of the guards. Excuse me, sir. We are looking for a gentleman by the name of Vasilis. Do you know where we could find him?
Vasilis. I do not know where you could find Vasilis. No. You're not going to find Vasilis, everybody.
Oh, like he's not in the city, or we're not. Don't follow us.
Yeah, don't. You're not going to follow or find Vasilis. We've got nothing for you.
Okay. You guys want to do about an hour of cardio? Keep the heart up. Keep everybody healthy.
Yeah.
And Albert
I
goes
guess we
on to
can-
show people wizard aerobics.
I'm gonna ask everyone to step out to a quiet corner where there's no one around us or that can hear us. Albert, perhaps we should discuss what our escape plan should be if things go south now.
Okay.
If we do encounter combat, do you think it's better to have you both come to us, or shall we try to run? And perhaps you can cover our getaway.
Ideally, you're not seen. And if you see people inside the house, you turn around and leave before they see you. You have the advantage of invisibility. If, for whatever reason, you get cornered in the house, we're talking about the city's guard here.
Bapef,
You gotta get the fuck out.
knowing very little about this plan, chimes up and says, I understand I'm one of the people that are supposed to be turned invisible. What is the exact plan here?
So, here's the other thing about this spell. It can only be done if you attack or cast a spell. If you're hidden, you don't lose invisibility. So your plan is fucking escape.
Right.
Okay.
The plan is not to fight. If shit goes wrong in the house, you guys immediately evacuate the house without doing anything, and you will remain invisible while you leave the house.
Right.
Just be out
And
by 30 minutes.
I understand that, but aside from leaving as soon as something happens, what is the goal in-house?
You guys are trying to gain as much information as possible on our enemy or potential enemy, or reasons to not be his enemy.
So linger and listen in.
Artifacts, papers, anything that might give us an idea as to what the Burgermaster's plans are,
Evidence,
activities are.
anything.
Very well. Very
You're gathering information. You are not there to fight. If you see people inside of there, go the other direction and get the heck out. We need to not be seen. We have the advantage as of right now. They don't suspect us that much, even though we had a little bit of an incident last night, right? If we get caught there, we're fucked.
fucked.
This is not them trying to assassinate him.
Well,
This is
that
them trying to. So I'm
shouldn't be a
speaking
problem.
quietly, but
Also, has anybody, like I said, I was asleep. Have we decided on what we're gonna do with the lady?
she seems to
Which
be
lady?
a better option as of now. But we're gonna
I-
make our decision after we check out the Baron's house.
I can say I talked to Octavio, and he said, and he seems like a neutral character. And he said specifically she likes to help the poor, and sounds like she's always been a little more benevolent than the Burgermaster.
Well, I trust you guys, so point me in the right direction.
All right. So we are going to go to the house then.
What time is it? I don't want to show up like 3 hours early.
It's well, unless you guys are going to do something else.
That, or we can skip a wait if you guys don't have anything else.
Don't really have any. This is top on the priority for me right now. But so burn 3 hours, and we want to show up at 11:55 thereabouts.
Just strolling about the town.
Seems fair.
Yeah. So as you all begin to walk down the street towards the Baron's manor, again, it seems that the guards' patrols have been doubled in some cases as we near the time for the festival. You approach the corner upon which the Baron's house sits. In this case, as you approach, not quite noon yet. You just begin to stand about loiter and have conversation in this case. As it grows closer to the hour, and then finally at noon, you do hear quite a large explosion with fireworks, and you on the block behind the Baron's home in this case. You see the guards perk up. You see two great mastiffs bound out the door, followed by a short man, or stout man, who you can only imagine is the Baron in this case. And it does seem like a group of people do flood out behind him as well to go gawk at what's going on. He calls to his guards and to go check it out, and he also follows behind them with these two large mastiffs bounding behind them. The house seems to be at least emptied to some extent at this point, and it is now on you to make your decision in that case.
As this happens, I draw Bapef and Muru into a fucking alley with me as quick as possible, and motion for Bazzlo to do the same thing with our other two companions.
Cool. Yeah, Theron and I think Bapef or Els. I'll
And
whip out my flute.
I take a quick look around real quick. Do we look like the coast is clear?
Give me a perception check.
I'll just roll
18?
Yeah, Bapef being privy to the actual plan now, would like to look as well.
Well, Albert rolls an 18. You make a quick check It seems like there's too much of a commotion for anybody to be paying attention to you all at this point. So for you, the coast looks clear in this case.
You see Albert pull out his arcane focus off his wrist, and it begins to glow a little bit. He goes, and both Bapef and Muru go invisible.
Before you do this, Bazzlo, I want to do something real quick. I am going to cast Borrowed Knowledge. You draw a knowledge from spirits of the past. Choose one skill in which you lack proficiency for the spell's duration. You have proficiency in the chosen skill. The spell ends early if you cast it again. I'm going to choose Stealth. And then I am going to use my Emboldening Bond on myself, on Muru, and Bapef.
I need you all to, if you're casting spells, fuck it, whatever. Actually, no, give me a stealth check.
Me, Bazzlo, and Theron, or just Theron?
Whoever's casting spells. So Theron.
Question, do I have proficiency in it now since I cast it?
I mean, you're casting it beforehand,
Yeah,
so no.
dude, that's backwards technology.
Yeah. Very backwards logic. Okay, Albert, you're good. Bazzlo, you're not casting spells. Stop rolling fucking dice.
Bazzlo's casting fucking invisibility on 2 characters.
He hasn't cast it yet, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm at the ready.
Okay. All right, cool. You're good. All right. So spells are cast. Bazzlo, go ahead and, is there any flavor you want to add before you roll that dice again?
I just whip out my flute and begin to play towards the boys in a low tone, as quiet as possible, giving them little winks as I go, and they start to slowly turn into dark shades and go invisible.
Perfect. So give me the stealth check now, please.
Yeah.
Before you guys leave, just know that if I message you in your brain, you can respond.
What he said.
I'd use Lucky.
Lucky.
It's before the outcome.
yeah, you've got. You're fine. It's okay.
Or knowing the outcome.
Yeah, before knowing the outcome. So with that, how do you? So you, so you 4 are going to storm into the building. It seems like, and then who else is standing behind, and how do you post up?
Albert is. This is kind of just a map of his. I wanted to be like across the street.
Yeah, and you guys can be.
The gates.
Yeah, you can go ahead and put yourself outside the.
Is there like a shop or anything across the street from him? What's my surroundings look like?
Yeah, so you're dead center in a neighborhood. There's no shop. You're surrounded by houses and things like that. They do seem to be a little bit more on the ritzier side in this part of town. So larger yards, 2-3 story Victorian era looking homes, those types of things.
So I just try to keep like kind of walking back and forth, but like. There's no real fucking subtle way to do this, but I want to be as non-discreet as possible while kind of just browsing around and then leaning up against the house and just aloof is what I want to portray.
Got it.
I'd like to be in the yard somewhere behind a bush, out of a window shot, so no one from the inside could see me out here.
And
so you're going to be in the yard?
Who all is invisible?
Everybody that's not me and Bazzlo.
Yeah.
So Bazzlo, you're behind the bush.
You guys can still be heard.
Nope.
Yeah.
Perfect. And what are you 4 going to do?
Bapef is going to silently look to his companions that presumably can't see him either and walk up to the door and very gently check the handle.
All right, perfect. The handle is unlocked.
I will proceed to open the handle and very, very quietly walk in.
Cool. So as you enter the front room here, in this case, framed portraits adorn the walls of this grand foyer, which features a wide staircase with a sculpted railing. A long carpet hall attached to the foyer stretches almost the length of the mansion. Um, and has several doors leading away from it, including one at the far end. Bundles of twigs are heaped up against the wall in this case. To your right, you see the stairs upward. You see these twigs kind of bundled about as well. And all of the doors seem shut. From what you can tell, it is quite silent at this moment in time. You can't perceive any rumblings or people inside of it. It does look like people knocked some of these bundles of twigs over. And gentlemen, with that, we are going to go ahead and pause for the night because I don't want to get halfway through this fucking portion and then call it out. So we are going. Yes, I'm gonna cock tease you all, and we're gonna stop right here. So yeah,